So I hope you guys enjoyed the film. Interesting, right? I don't know if you knew that MLK was nice and who, but or if you believe it. But CJ, I'm gonna start with you. Tell me what you thought about the film, what you took from it.
No, I thought it was a good film and kind of painted the picture as to, first of all, the importance of the movement, but also how basketball has impacted so many people beyond, what we're doing. Being able to see them, from the very beginning, obviously Martin, but also Obama, hooping throughout his tenure. Obviously, I think that kind of showed the importance of teamwork, basketball, but also freedom of expression and creativity during some very difficult times.
Jalen, I'm gonna put you on the spot now too. Just of everything you saw in the movie, what stood out to you?
I think it was just how basketball and it brings people together. I think that was a huge thing. So that's all I really got.
As a defensive guru, you see MLK out there on the floor. How you guarding him?
They said 5'7", so should be good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. He nice, Barack Obama nice. So I think it'll be fun matchup for sure.
Did you play against Barack ever?
I got invited to hoop once, but I wasn't in town, so I wasn't able to. But I heard he all right. I heard he he got a little Ginobili to his game, a little crafty lefty, can get to the Baja a little bit, got a little pull up. So before it's over, I definitely want to hoop with him though.
Nick, I want to ask you if you had the opportunity to play against Barack and Horace, you let him win, or how do you take that competition?
I definitely got to win. I can't lose to Barack and Horace. It's like me beating him in a campaign. That's not happening. So I can't lose in Horace.
For the international guys. Wanted to ask you and start with you, Zach. When you guys come over here to play in the NBA, do you even know who Martin Luther King is? Or did they teach you about that, or is that something that you had to learn once you got here, especially with them having honoring him on Martin Luther King Day?
For me, it was more like a home kind of thing. We don't learn a lot of things about Martin Luther King at school, but thanks to my family, I know about him before I went to the States, and then I got drafted by the Hawks in Atlanta, so I was able to see the city where it came from, and there's this Martin Luther King museum that I went to see, and I learned so much from him. So it was good for me to just be able to learn from the history of the city that I've been for now almost 2 years. So it was great.
No, honestly, I had no idea. Even now, just learning new stuff. Yeah, honestly, in Latvia, there was not one mention of this. So all my knowledge is from my time in the NBA.
I think like KP said, back home we didn't really learn about this stuff, but being in Atlanta now for more than 2 years, obviously you learn about it a little bit more, and I didn't know he can hoop like that, so it's nice.
For people that don't know, can you just describe the pageantry with the choir? Can you describe what it's like to play an MLK game in Atlanta?
It's always fun, especially being, on the Hawks to play on MLK Day. We had the uniforms a few years ago, MLK uniforms, and, it's an honor to, always play on MLK Day. We didn't have it last year, but, next week playing against the Bucks on MLK Day, it's always an honor, to represent something. So I'm excited for it.
Like O said, it's always special, especially it being his hometown where he grew up and stuff. So having that privilege to play on that day, I think it's very special, and I think it's an honor.
Tell me about the choir. The choir that announces the starting lineup.
Pretty impressive. I forgot what the choir is from though, but they did a hell of a job, announcing our names 2 years ago. I don't know if they're doing it again this year though.
Got to.
I hope so.
Yeah. Corey, You knew, but what is it like for you playing on that day, and how much pride is there, you think, in America on that day?
Yeah, coming from the nation's capital where he gave that speech, I would say it's probably a step down in pageantry compared to Atlanta, but the NBA does a great job of recognizing it and putting their best foot forward to honor Martin Luther King. I'm looking forward to see what it's like in Atlanta.
A couple of years ago, Martin Luther King's son came to a game in Washington. Did you get a chance to meet him?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that experience? Anything you remember from that?
Yeah, anytime you can get a firsthand kind of account for someone that was really close to him, similar to the point guard that he had in the movie, it's really cool and special. He took the time to come speak to us as a team and answer some questions. Yeah, and he was a very, very avid basketball fan, which speaks to the movie being true, that Martin Luther King was nice.
You've been watching these games, right? These MLK games. Are you looking forward to playing in it? And what have you seen?
I thought it was super cool, to watch, the guys playing on MLK Day and, being, an Atlanta fan throughout my whole childhood and, now being Atlanta Hawk, I think it's just super special.
I think it's special playing on MLK Day. Obviously, my first time playing, but super excited about it, looking forward to it.
A lot of history there with MLK in Memphis, obviously the place where he died. The Civil Rights Museum, took a few trips there. It's a really cool place. But yeah, I mean, kind of what Corey said, the NBA does such a good job of recognizing it and making it such a big thing, and just kind of honor him and what he did. And obviously, learn about him, playing ball and stuff is a really cool thing.
With the film, I thought it was really good, just to see how, you can look at the way somebody plays basketball and tell, like, who they are as a person, things like that. And basketball could be a way to break the ice between people. And I thought that was really good to show, like, humanizing, Barack Obama and Martin Luther King, like, showing, like, they have different traits and different parts of themselves besides the things that we learn about their leadership and things like that. So I thought that was good.
And I'm going to wind it up. CJ, I wanted to ask you, is it harder now for guys to use their platform than it was, say, 5-6 years ago, especially in the bubble? It seemed like it was commonplace for guys to talk, and Black Lives Matter was on the court, and people had causes on the back of their jersey, but it seems that, maybe I'm wrong, but it feels a lot quieter now.
I think people are more cautious just because of the culture of society right now. Just obviously social media is very popular, it's very prevalent. I think we've learned from our history and tried to continue to figure out ways to impact society in a positive way. And I think post-bubble, like post-2020, people are cautious about how they speak up, but I think people are still, proud of where they come from and trying to make a difference in society. And as they talked about in the video, I think with the smartphones, it makes the world completely different. Like when I first got into the league, there was no Uber, there was no Postmates, there's no pregame meals, none of that, there was no first bus. And I think now, look at society, how it's flipped with the internet, with AI, and with the ability to capture things. I think people are using their platforms, whether they want to speak out or not, they're recording things at least, and being able to show people some of the things that are happening that are unfortunate in society.
And Nick, what's the best way to use your platform internationally now? And do you feel kind of like him, like, hey, it's a little tougher now than before?
I think for me it's a little different. Being from Canada is not too similar to kind of how the U.S. has its roots. And like being black and Canadian is different from being black and American. And ultimately I think the main thing to your question is just about educating myself first. I think a lot of people have platforms and just use it and just speak on things without full knowledge. And the best way to, I think, spread awareness or to speak on something is to have the knowledge and the ability to do so. And I think that's probably the best way to start something, is to research it, learn about it, be in rooms like this, sit down, watch movies like this, so that now with the platform that we have as athletes, where kids and other people kind of look to us for what's cool, what's not, that's when we're allowed to then touch on those things.
Jane, I'm gonna leave you for the last question. Can you just talk about the pride the city has? You've been there for a few years for Dr. King, and I don't know if there's any extra pressure. Do you feel like you guys got to win in Atlanta on that day? But like, what is it? What is the pride like in the city on such a big day like that?
I personally take a lot of pride and honor playing on that day. So I don't know. I don't think it's like if you lose, it's the end of the world type of thing. I think it's just really special that that we're honored to get the chance to play on that day. So I think just going out there and playing with a sense of pride and passion, I think that's the best thing you can do.